Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're back in the monthly event quest for this month in June. And this is chapter 3.1, and that's the Guillotine boss. And the first attempt that I went in on this, I went in with Surfer, and I soloed it like I will on this one, because I think he's an excellent option for this. But the recording failed. I ran out of space on my phone, and my phone hadn't given me a message saying there was an error or whatever until after this was done, and I failed on my 2.2 Overseer fight with Void with that one recording. But anyways, into this fight. So she's got enhanced abilities, and she's going to be invisible a lot. So you want to knock her down, but then if you knock her down, she has the node right back at it, where she gains immunity from all of the debuffs for like 4 seconds. So you can't stun during that time, and then she's got empowered immunities on top of that with the node, so that if you do stun or do some type of debuff, then she gains extra power. So you do get Foresight, so you get that Fury benefit if you intercept her. And then the no-hit Mercy node gives the crit damage, I believe. Yeah, she gets a crit damage buff when you knock her down. So, you need to knock her down, or you need some type of Vigilance True Strike to bypass the misses. So Silver Surfer is great for that. He can get Vigilance from his special one if you have 3 or more buffs active when you activate that, and then you can just totally bypass the miss. This fight didn't go as clean as my first one, but we do get her down, and ideally you really want to be able to throw special ones and keep that vigilance up, and then use heavies to refresh and keep that active, just because you don't want her going invisible, because then you can't hit her and you gotta wait that out, which I do hear several times. And then if she throws her special one, if you dex it, you get a pretty decent power drain on you, and if you block it, you get less power drain, but then you take damage. So it's kind of double-edged sword there. And you can see I haven't gotten Vigilance up in a bit. And then here I think I'm gonna get it right here. Yep, we got it. So now we can not have to knock her down and not have to worry about the invisibility. And the energy damage, when you have a bunch of those debuffs up, it's really nice. Refresh it there, getting the power gain back up, and I think we're going to finish her off here. We don't have Vigilance up. We trigger our heavy to refresh with the power gain, and there we do hit her. It does trigger invisibility, but we got the Vigilance, and now we can just finish this fight with not having to worry about anything. And there we go. So we get the solo. Silver Surfer, if you know how to activate all his buffs and whatnot, he's an excellent option. Next up, I'm going to try something, and I totally, I don't have, the best Magneto I have is this white Magneto at a rank 4, unawakened, and I thought, he should do really well, and I rushed into the fight without applying the pre-fight, which basically isn't going to allow me to get those passive stuns, which I was intending on having. And yeah, so that kind of messed up my whole plan, and I get hit kind of towards the beginning. Even with the magnetism, white Magneto, he's definitely not as powerful as the red one, which I don't have as a 5 or a 6 star. but you can just see like I can miss. I trigger her invisibility quite frequently, and yeah, I mean the damage output is not great at all. I don't do very well on this attempt at all. I kind of was a little bit frustrated because I totally forgot to put on that pre-fight. But excuses aside, you know, by himself, no synergy, no anything. This just didn't do well. And I believe we've come back in with Professor X to try. And since Magneto dies here, I can't apply the pre-fight anymore. And yeah, it kind of just messes up my whole run here. I was planning on having the passive stuns, and I totally hosed myself on that. And man, the enhanced abilities, she will get the invisibility on like the first hit, if not the second hit. It just seemed like there wasn't any way to get around that. You know, I throw up a special 3 here. You know, I haven't used White Magneto a ton, and I need to be more familiar with his abilities because he's definitely nothing like the Red Magneto, and that's what I know more about, just because all my alliance mates that have him, you know, they're like, dude, just use Magneto, and I'm always just like, shut up, I don't have Magneto. But they tell me like how awesome he is. And you know, White Magneto, he is pretty great. He has some cool abilities, but for this fight, definitely lacking. So definitely bring him around for the passive stuns. So if you got a metal champ or a hero, bring White Magneto along for this, and it will help make this fight significantly easier. I'm trying to do my best, but man, look at the crappy damage that I'm getting on this guillotine. It's just not good. And then it's just dancing around that invisibility is just super annoying. So make sure you're better prepared for this one than I was. Make sure you apply the pre-fights that you plan on using, or make sure you have somebody that can have a vigilance to bypass the misses, and you'll be much better off. But I'm gonna die here shortly, and then I'm gonna go back in with Professor X. And you know, Professor X, he does not gain the vigilance, or I think he does gain it, but because I keep getting power drained from her special one, it basically doesn't allow me to get to those 25 charges. But we'll see that here shortly. So we're about to die. Yeah, there we go. We die. I mean, the damage that we did on that for that long of a fight was absolutely terrible. And I had Torch as like a backup, or I actually think I was gonna bring, I think actually Torch was my main my main option for my initial attempt, but I used her against the magic that's on the map, and man, her limbo damage and that power gain stuff really messed him up, and I didn't use a pre-fight or anything. So yeah, we're going in with Professor X. He can't get the vigilance against not mutants, as against techs as a mutant with the class disadvantage, and then I can't get my charges up at all because I keep getting power drained, and that drains the charges, and my Professor X is not awakened, so I can't get some of those automatically by just time passing. So I'm trying to do the best I can with Professor X to finish this off, but just like, you know, he is totally gimped in this fight because the knockdowns give her immunity, can't stun, I can't get the vigilance at all. I keep getting power drain, which means I can't really throw too many specials, therefore I can't get the prowesses, and yeah, it's just kind of sad times here. I try to get a heavy going on that special too, but I get too close to her, and yeah, so Professor X is definitely not an ideal matchup here, and I believe I die fairly close to the end, and then I go back in with Human Torch. So this run was a learning experience, and I wish I just would have not lost so much health with the magic fight, which was like the first fight on the path. Probably should just use somebody else, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad, and it was. It was much worse than expected. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing okay here, but definitely not great. But I think I just end up eating a combo or whatever at some point and take a big chunk of my health, and I just don't finish it off. But yeah, definitely not a ideal matchup for Professor X and his playstyle, and to deal with like his abilities and whatnot, especially with these nodes that Guillotine has on her. Super annoying. Yeah, but I think the most ideal matchup, which I don't really show, I don't think here, I think I show on another one as a cleanup, but Human Torch pre-fight with White Magneto pre-fight, that's like the best, I think, option for this fight in general. Super good damage. It's all passive on the Novas, so she can't shrug them off, even with the immunity stuff that she gets. And at 10 plus temperature, Human Torch can't miss. So yeah, I think we're gonna die here really shortly. Yeah, go in, she misses, or goes invisible, I miss, and I get comboed. So I'm like, ugh, that stunk. So I'm like, do I go in with She-Hulk? Do I go in with Mr. Fantastic? Like, now I'll just go in with Torch, put on the pre-fight, not much health left, but should be able to do this. Really, I just need to be aware of her invisibility, try to get a temperature up, but you know, it's very hard to when she's invisible and then she's immune to anything and everything with that immunity. So I'm like, I'll just try to keep an eye out on her invisibility timer, make sure that I only hit into her when she's not going to be going invisible. Tap in. So, I mean, like, it's almost like every attack with those enhanced abilities, she's gonna go invisible. And yeah, we just want her to throw specials with those Novas on to get some power sting damage. And I think she ends up throwing a special here and kills herself with the stings. Yep, there we go. So overall, I think if you got a healthy Torch, bring him in, pre-fight it, White Magneto on it, you'll be good to go. Next up, we're gonna go in with Cosmic Ghost Rider. My Cosmic Ghost Rider here is still a rank 2. This was right before I rank 3'd him, which is awesome. And so he can get a vigilance, but it's really hard to get the vigilance because you got to do a 5-hit combo ending with a medium. And getting a 5-hit combo in on this chick is pretty difficult unless you have the white Magneto pre-fight on, because then you can stun her, and after the knockdown you've disabled her invisibility ability and you can get your combos in. I'm trying to not dex, and I'm trying to get up to a special 2 so I can get some juicy damage. But yeah, that's just not working out there. I get hit in the face, and I think I end up actually dying on this one as well. There I get my precision and the crit damage off, get some decent damage, get her with a big heavy, and get the knockdown. I think we get the vigilance back up, hit her with a special 1. You know, I probably shouldn't be hitting her with those with the special 1s, just because the incinerates are going to get immediately purified with the immunity. Probably should have just stuck to special 2s. Could have got much better damage output. But yeah, this fight can get a little bit annoying with all of the invisibility and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, so I thought I was going to get the 5th damnation, and I totally missed locking in, I believe, the medium combo ender. So I get special 3 and I'm dead. Because I thought I was going to get the power lock, didn't get it. Pushed her to special 3 and that killed me. So then I went back in with Torch. So this kind of just, I mean, this isn't a full fight, but this just shows like how much better Torch is for this fight than most. Pre-fight it with the Nova Flames and White Magneto, pre-fight it so you get the guaranteed stuns, and then charge those heavies, get the temperatures up, then you can't miss. Even if she does go invisible, you can block her special 1s to build up the smolders and the temperature. And yeah, just heavy. And then once you get that knockdown, you can just go to town. You can go to town anyways with, even if she does go invisible, if you have over 10 temperature, and then you just let those sting damages go to work. You don't give her any extra power gain because the Novas are all passives. The stun is passive, so she can't do anything with the empowered immunity, and you can get her over into the corner and heavy spammer. But there we go, we finish her off with Human Torch. And then last up, my 4th attempt, I went in with Magneto, my 4-star, and I rarely use him. I used him a little bit in like variant 6, but haven't used him a lot, and I didn't realize that he bypassed and like shut down the miss mechanic. I think I ended up taking some damage somewhere near the beginning of the fight, and I end up hanging on with like 1%, and I end up doing quite a bit of damage, trying to get intercepts in, but don't quite close it out. Had I played better towards the beginning, definitely could have finished this one out. You know, I put the pre-fight White Magneto on, and that was silly because I was thinking that I was going to get stuns, but I keep forgetting that Magneto himself is not metal, so he does not get that benefit, and he's definitely not a hero. So I will not get the passive stuns, but he's got perfect block on a lot of the hits. I'm trying to get up to a special 3, and then trying to get a bunch of prowesses. I throw up a special 2 to see like how much damage that will do. Yeah, here we go. I take a big hit there, and yeah, the fight doesn't really get fun until I get hit the second time, and I'm at 1%, and I take her down to like 20% or so. Yeah, there I heavied into her heavy. I'm trying to get up to special 3 and see if I can't get some big damage. Ideal that I don't push her to special 2, so I don't get that that Spectre on me, which is, you know, it doesn't look big, but little by little I need all the health I can get, especially when I miss those parries. The block damage is significant when you're not getting the parry going. Yeah, we're gonna try to build up some of these prowess and hit her with a big special 3. And I should have thrown it with the 37. Should have just heavy charged and thrown it, but here we go. 25 prowess and not much damage. I was like, oh, that stunk. Plus, I probably should have thrown a Foresight intercept in there. That would have helped. And then I think I'm gonna take a little bit of block damage here and there, and I'm gonna get down to 1%. And we're just gonna try to do the best we can. This is the best Magneto that I have. I wish I had a 5-star or a 6-star. Rank him up as fast as possible because he's pretty awesome. But yeah, Magneto can definitely do this fight. I played sloppy in the beginning. I didn't realize that Magneto would bypass the misses as well. Plus, he pretty much shuts that down to begin with. So if she does go invisible, it's pretty rare. And yeah, we're gonna do okay, but we do end up dying, and I believe I come in with Torch to finish it off. Yeah, we're getting to the end here. I'm trying to get intercepts in, and yeah, I end up failing, mess up there. Did pretty well though at that 1%. And then we're just gonna go back in with Torch. Torch was the man that rescued all my failed attempts. Makes really easy work of this. And for the last attempt, I'm trying to think who I used. I think I might have used maybe I just used Torch, but that recording also failed. And so I only have 4 attempts when I missed the recording on the first one with Surfer and missed the last one. I think it was just a full solo on Torch. But yeah, that's who I used. Let me know who you guys used. Hopefully you had better success than I did. I failed kind of bad on a couple of those, but thanks for watching, fellas, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.